Welcome to Life's Journey with Benedicta. So I'm going to take a few seconds to set up my IG live feed so we can begin. Uh-oh, no internet connection? Why is that? Okay. Hello, darling. So I'm just going to take a few seconds to set up my IG live feed, and then we're all good to go. Live. Saturday. Checking for connection. I'm live. So I am live on my Instagram. It's Life's Journey with Benedicta every Saturday. We're here live every Saturday. And remember the topic for today. I promised it's going to be fun, it's going to be interactive, it's going to be informative. We did discuss this topic last week, and if you all remembered, I said I was just going to water the grounds for this week. Because this week, we're going to be discussing real life issues, situations that women have faced in their marriage concerning intimate desires of their spouses that they had to put up with or they're still learning to deal with. Remember last week I discussed, sorry, the air conditioning is on. Just 1 second. That noise is crazy. So I had to get the noise out. So remember last week, we did discuss intimate desires or weird intimate desires. And I remembered saying that I wasn't going to be using the S word, the 3-letter words. So when I say the S word or the 3-letter word, you know what I'm talking about. But because of the regulations on the YouTube platform, there are certain things we cannot say, so we do not get our videos flagged. So last week we did talk about, or rather I told you about a lady that said her own marriage came to an end because she couldn't live with the demands that her ex-husband, put on her in terms of his desires in the bedroom, his desires on their matrimonial bed. So we know as adults that we all have our different sexual orientation, our different sexual desires, and sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming for our spouses or for our partners. So how do we deal? How do we deal with this overwhelming desires that our partners cannot deal with? As a woman or as a man in a marriage or in a relationship, how far are you willing to go? How far would you go in entertaining the sexual desires of your partner? And on this week's show, or on this week's topic, I want to invite a very special person to join us. I would like her to join us and discuss this topic, throw some light on this topic. It might be your personal experience, it might be how you've been able to hold your marriage together up until this moment. It might be something that led to the breakdown of your marriage, like the lady discussed with us last week. She said she couldn't deal with the demands placed upon her by her currently ex-husband, her now ex-husband. She couldn't deal, and she had to put an end to that union. So sometimes demands like this can unite us in a union. It can separate us in a union. It can even bring to an end our marriage. So it is not something that should be looked at as something minor. It is something major. A lot of us might shy away from discussing this topic, but it is a major aspect of every relationship. Temi Tokwe Shinyami said that the freeze directed us here. So I'm going to be inviting Binta_Ghana. If she's here, I'd like her to wave so I can invite her in to join my live. So Binta, if you are here, let me know that you are here and I can invite you in to join our live feed. So while we wait for Binta to join us, Daddy Freeze asked you to join me. Oh, Mr. Money, thank you for joining in. So Binta_Ghana, are you here? Send me an invite or ask to be joined so I can invite you. So I need you to request for me to invite you, Binta, so I can invite you. Hello, darling. I am fine. And how are you doing? Same here. You look good, as usual. Oh, Binta, I missed you last week. I was... Yes.
I know. I'm sorry about that. And the last two shows as well. So much came in the way and I wasn't able to. Somehow we couldn't connect, but if I can quickly, the last two shows, something you had said that, about mothers really dress and carry themselves and what they're portraying to their daughters.
Children, yes.
And I was, honestly, that show, I was able to catch up with the show after. So it's something my son brought to me and said, in Tokyo, Mom, look at what they do. So I'm going to read it to you quickly.
Please do. Please do.
It is believed that the goal, this is what they teach in Tokyo. It is believed that the goal for the first 3 years of school is not to judge the child, not to judge the child's knowledge or learning ability, but to establish good manners and develop the character of the child. Teach the children to respect people and to be gentle to animals. So these are the core things that they learn in school that is so important. To help them with character, to mold and shape them into who they can become.
Yes.
Instead of teaching them math, A's, they believe in developing their characters. So that is what I wanted to add to your fantastic two shows ago. And also the things that you talked about, how we portray ourselves and things like that. As married women, and I'm going to quickly say this, that there's a friend I had in the DC area,
Exactly. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the grandchildren come in or not. You're already in the grandma status.
You're already in that status.
Hmm.
So carry yourself accordingly.
Accordingly.
It doesn't matter what we clip, snip, top, cut, enhance. We're already in that grandma mode. I don't have a problem with a woman in her 40s and so on that, tries to keep herself great, looking great, keep her body looking okay, but not at the expense of her health, not at the expense of trying to look like a teenager or a 20-year-old.
That is extreme.
It is extreme because automatically she's competing with her daughter and her daughter's friends. Whether she believes it or not, whether she accepts it or not, she's already competing with youth. And that is something that an aging woman
Shouldn't.
never compete with. You cannot compete with youth. So your motto is age graceful.
Yes.
So fast forward to today on bedroom affairs.
Yes. Weird, intimate desires. Yes. And how do couples
We're
cope?
not allowed to
Yes. And yes. Yes, because of the YouTube guidelines. But then they understand when you say the S word, they understand what we're trying to talk about because we just want to discuss what the limits are. How far couples are willing to go to satisfy their spouses or encourage them to share in their S fantasies. Because we all know that this plays an important role in a union, in unifying a couple or in dissolving whatever bond it is they have, if not well managed. So we want to discuss how far should we really go? What are the limits? Should there be boundaries?
Well, like I said to you, that I think it's really important for couples to discuss their desires, their wants, what they would like to do, what they wouldn't like to do. I think it's extremely, extremely important to have that discussion. Um, you have people who are ultra, like the Jews,
Yeah.
the ultra Orthodox Jews. They have a lot of do's and don'ts when it comes to intimacy. Like when they have their certain festivals or religious holidays or certain times, they would go as far as putting a sheet between the husband and wife and just cut a hole where they can perform their intimate relations.
Yeah.
But
I read that.
I don't think there should be boundaries in the bedroom once both parties agree. All traditional men or traditional women, they have their do's and their don'ts.
Exactly, they do.
It
And it ranges from generation to generation.
does.
We are more adventurous than our parents were.
I know.
So-
Because if a lady back then decides to be adventurous with her husband, you will hear something like, yes, Bill, sorry, see, my man, talk to your mother, when I see young call, who is she talking to?
Who is teaching her? Who's teaching her all this stuff? Where's she learning it from?
I think the man would go, but you want to know something crazy? There are those men who reverence their wives.
Yes.
They reverence their wives to the point where they see her as
Holy.
the mother, yes, the mother of
Holy.
their children. This is somebody who you're going to share the rest of your life with. So,
I shouldn't touch her in a certain way,
but then you will go outside
And do it with a side chick.
where all these desires can be materialized
Materialized.
by this lady when it's okay
No,
You're going to whip or chain, but what if the dog
no animals.
no animals? Or you decide to take me on a nice picnic and take me to an animal farm. And you
Oh,
decide you want to kick it up a notch in the animal.
no whips, no animals.
Whip and chain me. Then you're introducing animals into the whole situation. I mean, that's very extreme.
That is extreme and it's way out of line, especially if it hasn't been discussed.
Bestiality. That is
That's bestiality, exactly. That's bestiality. And I'm going to interrupt you here, sorry.
of course.
There was a message I got after the show last week. A lady asked me that she is in a dilemma right now, that she's about leaving her marriage because she's been married for 5 years and it's been living hell because the only way her husband loves to enjoy intimacy with her is by turning her on her stomach and having it forcefully through the rear, which she has never been in support of, and she has had to endure it for this long, and she doesn't think it is something she can continue doing for the sake of maintaining her union, and that she has come to her wit's end and she wants to file for a divorce. So she was asking me what I thought of it. What should she do? She has a son in this union. Because, sometimes we come here, we do these shows, a lot of people just come, they listen, they never comment, and they just walk away. But this is their life story we are talking about casually. And, and now she wants to be advised because as far as she's concerned, she's been used for this 5 years. And she has just been keeping up appearance, trying to make both families believe that all is well in her marriage. But at this point, she wants to live her life doing what she wants, no longer living under her husband's dictates because she can no longer put up with that. She is tired of being used for 5 years and she can no longer live that way. And I told her, people should learn to do what works best for them. If for this number of years you've been living with this man, and as far as you're concerned, what he is demanding of you is not what you like, and you have been putting up with it, and you feel you can no longer do that, you shouldn't think about what both families are going to say about this impending divorce. You shouldn't think about the fact that you have a son. If you know you can't put up with this marriage anymore, file for a divorce because it is definitely going to destroy her. Her mental health is already being affected. So how many more years is she going to put up with this? So this might look like a joke. This topic might look like all fun. It's a very serious topic, and women should.
You have said it many times, and I think we've both spoken about, compromising
Yes.
yourself. And I think that's a form of sodomy and abuse.
It is sodomy and it's abuse. It is.
I shudder to think there are a lot of guys who engage in that sort of rental relationship.
Yes.
And for me, I get very scared when I hear of things like that because I feel like if he can engage in that with a woman, he would have no problem being like that
With a man.
same-sex.
Exactly.
That's how I view it. That is the way I view it. But if you're in a monogamous relationship where it's just you and the man, and he's engaging in things that it's number one, I'm sure it's extremely painful if that's not your choice.
Yes, it is. It's bestiality.
There are a lot of women who, I have heard, like in the 80s, I went, our family doctor used to talk to me a lot about, what if I want to preserve myself and stay a virgin until I meet somebody or until I marry, and this and that and the other. And just coming from Nigeria and how I was raised, these were very important things to me and the lifestyle
consensual. So consensual, if it is consensual, then that is their thing. But if it is not consensual, then it is bestiality. Okay, so Sunny Jean, we're not talking about when it is consensual, we're talking about when it isn't. When it isn't, it becomes bestiality. So let us understand the difference,
Exactly.
you know?
If he was listening from the beginning, he would have heard us say, you have to discuss your likes and dislikes when it comes to intimacy before you get there. And he demands, I want this, or she demands, I want that, and it becomes a problem. So if both of them agree and that's their thing, fine. It doesn't mean that's my thing or your thing. But if that's their thing, good for them. If they're happy and I mean that's what they agree to, that helps.
It brings us Binta, it brings us back to what you said. It should be discussed. Whatever it is should be discussed. And if it is consensual, then it is their thing. But when it is not, then it becomes a problem. Yeah.
Problem. I
Yeah.
don't want to be surprised. I don't want to be surprised. I don't want to be shocked. I don't want to have to run or fly out of the room like, what the hell am I dealing with? What is this? No. You can, like, a friend was telling me, listen, I don't want to go. I don't want you beating me. I don't want being flogged. I don't want to be blindfolded. I don't know what's going on with me. I don't want to be stabbed. I don't want any of that. What he deems pleasurable to him is, his intimacy, his caressing and cuddling and whatever. He says
Exactly.
also,
Be gentle.
like that.
Be gentle.
It brings me to this story with this girl that came from Jamaica. My mom is Jamaican. She came from the countryside and decided to date an American. They decide, and she's telling us the story with a friend, and I'm listening, and yours truly was on the floor, laughing to no end. Because she said, I've never experienced anything like this in my life. He turns me over, everything is fine. All of a sudden, slaps me. She said, I jumped. And I said, the next thing you know, slaps her again. And he had to jump up and say, listen, you're not my mother, you're not my father. What the hell are you beating me for? He said, oh, it's supposed to make it spicy and pleasurable. She
Oh
said,
my God.
where we come from. What is beating, you're beating me.
Oh my God.
She had to tell him, I'm not your child, don't beat me. That killed the whole vibe.
Yes.
They were dating and they never discussed that. Like, oh, I like to tap or I like to spank. I think that's nice. And she may say, well, let's try it all. I haven't all. That's fine with me. I love that too. That spices it up.
Yeah, sorry.
Goes into it not
Yeah. Binta, let me read this. Sean underscore Leds, he says, in British law, any form of sexual invitation that is non-consensual is classified as rape or sexual assault. Thank you, Sean underscore Leds, and it is good that people read this and understand this. There is a difference between consensual or consensual
It's a big
intimacy and non-consensual.
no.
No means no. When a woman or a man says no, no means no. Their personal preferences should be respected at all times. I even hear that right now, for first-time daters, there is a form that most men now in the UK or in the States would ask you to fill a form of consent before they can get intimate with you, because they do not want a situation whereby the next day you get up and you say you were forced into having intimate relations or you were under the influence of alcohol. So they are safer to have that form and you signing that form saying yes. before anything can happen. I felt, yes, I felt that was a bit extreme, but looking at the way things are happening really fast now, I don't think it's extreme. If you're dating a woman for the first time, I think it is in your own best interest to have her fill and sign out that consent form. What do you think, Binta?
Well, I agree because you know what buyer's remorse is?
Yes.
You can agree to something, and then when it's all said and done and you leave, you're full of regret.
Yeah, exactly.
This happened to somebody
Ex-
who is very close to me, where something happened, everybody was in agreement, and after they cry rape, and it was hell trying to prove that
that it wasn't.
it was proved that it was all a lie. Because the girl lied to her mother that she was going to a friend's house, instead went to this party, had a good time. The mother found out, so by the time she got home, the mother got on her case, so she cried rape.
Oh no, that is so unfair to the man involved.
So we all went to court with this thing and listening, when the judge read everything, his first statement was, they're both of age, y'all get a good lawyer. And that was it. Because an experienced judge would read through the lines.
The unspoken words.
From that, my son and his friends would say, man, before we get into anything with anybody, they gotta sign this, and this.
Exactly.
Tomorrow, or she may want something from you that you're not willing to give, and then she goes back. Because you have like up to, I don't know, 72 hours to report it.
Wow.
Same thing happened to Kobe Bryant.
Yes.
The girl went home.
That is the Kobe Bryant story.
Yeah, slept with her boyfriend, and she said, "Oh, I was with Kobe Bryant." And guess what? There was a whole rape situation that came of it, but he got himself a very good lawyer that proved that she was out for money and she was out to destroy his name. So I agree. I totally agree with that. Especially if you don't know who you're getting in bed with. If you don't have a relationship with this person, or you're just beginning to build one, if you get there faster than you think you should, then I think that you should put something in place to cover yourself, because you never know. And the trust factor today is on an all-time low. And I mean, of course, I'm a woman and I'm not here to degrade any woman or anybody, but the girls that they have out today is, I mean, the generation, they're all about, Daddy Freeze put something out where, if somebody's gonna take, this girl says, if somebody's going to take me out on a date, he needs to pay for her hair, her makeup, whatever it is. So I showed my son that.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I go to the gym. Is she gonna pay for my tape up on my hair to be twisted? And she's gonna pay for this body that I keep tight and whatnot. So same thing can apply. So he's like, with a girl like that, you gotta watch it.
Yeah.
So back to the intimacy.
Yes.
Thing that this guy was talking about, consensual.
Yeah.
We both agree, Tastebudz, that
Yeah.
once you agree in the bedroom that you guys both want to explore certain avenues, if you both agree, you agree. If you're married or in a relationship. So, more than anything, you always stress on discussion and
Discussion. So it all boils down to consent, consent, consent.
consent
So
all the way.
consent all the way. It's more of consent than any other thing, because what one person might tolerate is what another person will totally frown upon. Like here in the comment section is just so crazy. Someone here said the northern in North America, some women would rather do it on their tummy, turning around, because they would prefer to get married as virgins. So they'll rather do whatever it takes for them
That
to
was
end
very
up.
big. True. That was
Yeah.
very big, like I was telling you, in the 80s and 90s with the Spanish community because their daughters had to be virgins. It was a must. I mean, things have changed now.
A lot of
So
things
I
have
don't know.
changed.
I mean, you're talking about, I would say maybe South America, but things have taken such a turn. When 2021, I don't know too many communities that think that way. Even the Indian community that
Yeah, in
the Indian
Pakistan, in
community,
Pakistani, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that maybe things like that still go on. Maybe in Turkey, certain families, certain
Yeah, even in the northern part of Nigeria, in the northern
yes,
part of Nigeria, a lot of this still goes on because most families will insist that the ladies get married as
as
virgins. So,
religious, ultra
yes,
religious people, it's
yes.
very
So,
important that their daughters
religion has a major role to play in
does.
this. Religion has a major role
Religion
to
and
play.
religion.
Tradition also has a major role to play in this. So, what I would say, my own take on this at the end of the day is, as we are evolving as a people, we should tend more to do things that we consider as beneficial to our own mental health instead of following religion or tradition blindly,
Exactly.
or instead of because religion and tradition is what leads most women to remain in a marriage or in a union that their spouses are not loving. They come at them with all sorts of sexual demands that they as individuals would rather not participate in, but for the sake of keeping that union, that marriage, they will succumb to do all sorts. So as we are evolving as a people, I would encourage women to do more of the things that they feel make them whole as a person. You know, if you know what you're doing is going to affect you mentally, is going to make you,
It will
then don't
break.
do it. If it will break you,
It will
don't
break you.
do it.
I mean,
Stand up for yourself and do what
I was just gonna say
makes you
that.
happy.
Yeah, I was just gonna say women need to take a stand to be able to verbalize what they like, what they don't like. And if they
Exactly.
feel that they're being traumatized and abused, you're not doing any justice to. If you want to take the abuse, fine, but think about the right that you're going to be to your
Exactly.
child or the children. You know, I
Exactly.
think that for a, like you say, for a healthy state of mind and
Yes.
your well-being, that if you talk to your spouse and tell your spouse these things that you engage in with me, I don't like it, I can't handle it, it's demoralizing to me.
Yeah.
It's in, if you respect me, obviously this person doesn't have any respect for the lady that keeps doing this to.
And definitely doesn't
She
love the
has
lady.
expressed.
Because if you love someone, you would want to do things that are
Exactly.
pleasing to them. Yeah.
I mean, that covers all. We know we always say love covers a multitude
Of
of
sins.
sin and so on, but not at
Of
the
sin.
expense, not at the expense of the other person. And I think any woman who is involved in anything like that should seek to leave because she's, by the time if she doesn't leave anytime soon, she's endured it for how many years?
5 years. 5 years.
Damaged goods. Damaged goods.
That's it.
But to even herself, I mean, she's completely, I mean, that falls under abuse.
It falls under abuse, under bestiality. It is. And I explained
Yes.
all this to her, but at the end of the day,
It's
at,
horrible.
at the end of the day, she has to make the decision for herself. But I hope she's going to come back and watch this show and listen to everything that people had to say and then make a decision that will be beneficial to her at the long run. Because at the end of the day, I told her that she has to start thinking about her. She has to start thinking about what she wants and not what her family wants or what she thinks is
And love
beneficial.
herself
Yeah,
enough.
yeah. She
She
has to
has
start
to love
thinking.
herself enough to walk
to
away
walk
from
away,
something that is damaging
damaging to our
to
health.
her. You know, I mean, there was a show that you had that somebody was saying that you're encouraging.
Oh, yes, I get a lot of that.
For me,
I get a lot of
I
that.
said yes. All day long, I encourage divorce
If it's not working,
doomed. If it's doomed, if there's a mental abuse, physical abuse, any form of abuse, and you're not growing in the relationship, and both of you are growing apart rather than together, there is no, you do more damage to the children. I don't know why people interpret things upside down. You advocate for a beautiful marriage, a healthy marriage, where your relationship is blossoming and growing, and everybody around you feels and has the effect of
yes.
beautiful union. But I mean, there's no way I'm going to encourage anybody I know, or any friend of mine, in a relationship where they are very unhappy and they are being, beaten, insulted, degraded, demoralized, everything you can imagine. So I will 100% advocate for divorce.
Exactly.
They try to make it work. I mean, that's like beating a dead horse.
And that's why I keep saying, if you know you have done everything humanly possible to make it work and it isn't working, please walk away. Your life is worth more than all of
And
this.
all of that.
Yes, it
I
is.
mean, there's nothing more beautiful than love, respect, and intimacy. All of that. It's
Oh,
I mean, you're radiant, you're happy.
it is a beautiful, beautiful thing. If you can get all of that in one combination, it is beautiful.
Discuss feelings, play around, and another thing that I would love for that priest to address, the issue of ED, erectile dysfunction. There are a lot of men, there should be no shame in this discussion.
Yeah.
A lot of men who have that problem.
And they put the blame on the women.
Medication,
They put the blame on the women.
always.
Yeah.
Doesn't know how to play with me anymore. Then you go for a younger girl.
That can help you with that.
I worked for a couple of times and then
Yeah.
come
Back to square one, where it all started.
and they don't know the dangers of these drugs that they use that opens up the
It has and it has a long-term side effect, and it can also lead to a sudden heart failure. So
right in the middle of the doings.
exactly, and the blame is still going to come on the woman. They'll say she was a witch. She bewitched him, and that was why he died on top of her. That is a topic for another day.
Yes, that is
It's an important topic. It is.
you should realize if you pick a life partner that you're happy with, life partner means life.
Life.
This is somebody you're going to share the
Rest of your life with.
So you should be able to share any
Your
of
problems.
this person.
Yes,
So
your problems.
If the intimacy is not working or stress, discuss it.
Discuss
Let's
it.
look for a way in which we could figure out what's really going on. Don't get embarrassed or don't feel, I'm not a man. All this macho nonsense. They need to drop that.
Men need help also. Not just women. Men need help. Men also need help. We all need to be helped at one point in time or another. We all need to be helped. Thank you so much, Binta. Thank you so much for coming on live on this show. And I hope we're going to do something more interesting, something fun next week. We have so much to talk about. And I'm so happy about all the pointers we got on today's show, because it is going to help that lady. Hopefully, it should help her make a decisive decision. And it's also going to help a lot of other people that are in similar situations like herself to understand that these things happen. And at the end of the day, you, the person in the middle of the situation, is the only thing that should matter. You, your happiness, your well-being should be the only thing that should matter in a situation like this. He who wears the shoes knows where it pinches. So you in the middle of it should be the only thing that matters. So I want women to take that home. If you're being abused in your relationship, you're being forced into doing things you're not comfortable with, it is your responsibility to walk away. No one is going to take that decision for you. You have to make that decision yourself. Thank you, Binta, for joining in. So see you some other time. And do have a lovely, lovely weekend.
You to stay away from the animals.
I will.
Love you, girls. See you soon. Talk soon.
Take care, Binta. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So thank you all for joining us on today's show. This is Life's Journey with Benedicta. We are on YouTube as youtube.com/tastebudzng. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe. And for those of you that have subscribed to our YouTube channel, I would like to say a very big thank you. And love you all. See you same time next week, Saturday. Bye-bye.